What's up, Warpath? How's everybody doing? I wanted to make a video today about reverse reverse engineering blueprints. Something that I'm just kind of going through some different things, and I just want to try to give some suggestions and just make sure that give you some ideas on how to use these effectively. I'm not even sure if people are really using them much. I don't know. So I just want to give you guys some ideas, if you aren't, on how to effectively use these reverse engineering blueprints. Obviously, if you need a unit that you have previously had, um, you want to figure. Obviously, that's the best way to use it is to reinstate a unit that you have had. Just works for your setup. But in my case, that's not really, I'm not using a ton of them for that.
I don't like to talk crap.
Typically your setup's pretty good, and typically you're not going to be needing 2 new units every conquest. Maybe it is, but when you're not using them to reinstate units, I'm going to give you guys some suggestions on what to do with them. And it's kind of it's kind of one of those complicated aspects of Warpath, and this is why I created a YouTube, was try to explain these more in-depth things that can really help in the future with your playing. And you just can't, you got to describe them a little bit better than trying to explain it through chat. So go into your assembly workshop, click on prototypes, and you go to the reverse assembly shop here. This is where I really want to pay some attention. For those of you who aren't doing this, this is what you commonly do. You can skip this video, but it's just to help give some ideas for people who aren't. So the biggest suggestion I have for you guys is try to get as many units as you think you may need in the future. Try to at least get them to the 7.1 star. And that's going to be crucial for using these reverse engineering blueprints. My goal right now is to get every unit that I will want in the future, or currently, to be at the 7.2 star limit. Why is that? Is because, like I said, these reverse engineering blueprints, if you get into a battle and you realize another unit would set you up better for that particular battle, and you have it unlocked at the 7.2, all you have to do is, as long as you have 36 prototype pieces, fire it up, you got the unit, and obviously as long as it's a 7.2 unit, then you can make it, as modern as far as you want to go, as long as you have prototypes. So my recommendation is to try to get as many units as possible to the 7.2 level here. So currently I want to get the anti-submarine, and I really want to get this tank hunter unlocked. Medium tank isn't necessary for modern units because the heavy tank turns into the MB, and I'm just not on the infantry path right now. So same with the Liberty. Really want to get these planes unlocked. I'm working hard. That's next. And so this is kind of the process that I've been doing, and I want to suggest this to anybody who isn't using these Conquest Limited reverse engineering blueprints. So basically, even if I don't need the unit right now, my goal is to try to use these to even just temporarily get a unit that I may need in the future up to the 7.2 stars. And this is how I'm doing it. And this is kind of what I would recommend if people are struggling. So really, currently think I'm going to use some for martyrs. I didn't even show martyrs, but I don't think I showed martyrs. So my martyrs, again, got most of the stuff to 7.1. I'm not really after these two planes yet. Not saying they're bad. That's just where I'm at. But I'm pretty limited with 7.2. Yeah, I know it's kind of funny. I have the Navy done, but so I really want the tank hunter and the howitzer. Those are really my focuses. But think, um, I think I kind of see more of a lack right now in kind of the field fighting AG. So I want to try to get this. I think I'm going to aim for this tank hunter. So what I'm going to do, as you can see, I have 12 12 up there. I can't really do it with my phone. I have 12 martyrs prototype pieces. And so what I typically will do is I am working on building one 7.1 star unit, right? So this is 7. So when I put 3 of these together, I'll have 7.1, okay? So then all you have to do is, as long as you have these 7.1 units, if I build one of these from scratch, I can take those reverse engineering blueprints and create 2 more 7.1 units, put them together, and then voila, I have a 7.2 tank hunter unit. And the kicker is there, if I if I need the unit, if it works on my setup, I can use it. Otherwise, it's gonna sound crazy, but I can just straight up dismantle it for the 36 pieces. Being that in the future, I will now have that available, and I can unlock 7.2 unit with just one reverse assembly thing, rather than what are you gonna do if you don't if you don't have it unlocked. You have to, it's very difficult to acquire it. So the reason why I'm suggesting this is because if you're just letting these reverse engineering conquests just go to waste, this is something where I don't even have to use the unit, but I'm using these to prepare 7.2 units to put in my setup later, just a much more effective way. So all I'm suggesting is that if you're not using these, this is a kind of a little bit of I won't call it a trick, but a little bit of a tip that I've been using to kind of create myself some depth in the future. And then when I'm kind of a little bit more set up, if I have a lot of prototype pieces, I can just put units in. I can get 2 eventually. You could add 2 units to your setup, being that we get 2 reverse prototype pieces for Conquest. Sorry, this, it's a little bit of, it's a lot going on here. It's a little bit complicated. That's why I make these videos, because it's very hard to explain this stuff otherwise. So I think I'm going to commit to that. My units are, I have my rockets already modernized, and I have 1 Navy unit modernized, so I think I'm good. I'm going to commit to that. So you can see I only have 1. I used 1 earlier to actually bring back a unit. I only have 1, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to work on building one 7.1 from scratch. I am going to create one right now. I think I'm going to, oh, I don't even have the bomber. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to use this prototype piece. Otherwise, I just wouldn't use it, right? Go to waste. So I'm actually going to use it. Okay. So that's good. It always takes a lot of thinking to make sure we're doing this right before we press that button. So I have 1. I'm going to build 1 from scratch. Let's see. Yeah, so I can. What am I doing? Tank hunters. Okay, so. Okay, so I have 2 7s. What's correct? Okay, so I'm gonna build 1 more of these, kind of sometime by next Conquest. I have 1 here. I think that I should have more than enough resources to get 1 more of those. And then, so what's going to happen is then when the next Conquest starts, I'll get 2 more. I'm gonna get build one more 7.1 Martyrs, and I have a helicopter. With that, you might be thinking, and this is why it's kind of tricky because I don't have prototypes for it, right? Well, what I'm gonna do is
Yeah.
I'm just gonna reset my rockets. Not gonna, I'm just resetting it and taking off the 8 prototypes for the modern. I would do that uh, with my destroyer. Just take the 8 prototypes off. I'm not deleting the whole unit. I'm just resetting it. I'll have 16. I will use it and create the helicopter. And this is just kind of an advanced suggestion I have. Then I'm going to actually completely delete the helicopter, get my 36 pieces back, just so in the future I have that unit waiting. And the only thing that I really lost in the process, I didn't really lose anything, right? Instead of letting the Conquest limited things go to waste, now I'm using them. I'm setting myself up for the future. And that's just kind of a suggestion I have for you guys. If you're just letting those go to waste, try to figure out creative ways to get these 7.2 units set up for the future. If you want to switch things in, and that's how I've been doing it. And I just wanted to make a video as a suggestion because it's kind of a convoluted, kind of a complicated process. Um, it's just a suggestion to think about. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. The only downside really is that since I'm kind of stretched thin with prototype pieces in between conquests, I'm not boosting my units up super high, and I don't do great in when the conquest is over. I'm not doing great in what is it, combat drills and stuff. So it's kind of a chill in between time, but I think I'm setting myself up in the future. It's just a suggestion. Hope you guys like this. Let me know if you have any questions about it. It's kind of a complicated thing, and hope you guys have a great day. God bless.